Darren, 2 series defeats then, and you get to get off the board on this too. Is it disappointing that you haven't been able to nick one so far?
Yeah, very disappointing. You know, the way we played in 2024, we were all looking forward to 2025, especially the contest we've had over the last 2 years against England, even though it's been at home. But we've been much more competitive in the series. So to lose both series and not get off the back yet, it's very disappointing because of the caliber of players we have in this team.
Did you think you had enough runs at halfway today?
I would have hoped it was enough. When you look at, you know, the first inning average winning score is about 190. I thought we allowed them to settle in the middle between overs 7 to 15. I thought that's where we were off the ball a lot. You know, obviously the way Rovman, Jason, and Shepherd played the last 5 overs, that was just superb. But we lost it in that batting from between 7 to 10 first by not losing a wicket and only scoring, I think, 27 runs. And then we're going at just above a run a ball between 10 to 15. They took all the momentum. And even when you score 16 runs and over in the last 5, it was not enough.
And you say, you know, you played against England quite a lot in these last few years. It's a good series, good matchup usually. Have you noticed anything different about England's new captain, Brendan McCullum, coming as coach? Have they got a different vibe around?
I think it's easier to captain when you have guys executing plans. You know, you want whatever plans you have in store, that the bowlers, you know, at least try to go out. I've seen more, and I was having this conversation with Shea. You know, it's always hard to captain when you behind the stumps. Yes, you get the angles, but just the conversations you could have with the bowler, you know, and keep the game flowing. It's always a little bit more difficult for you behind the stumps. But with that said, you know, Brandon always played by taking the game on, you know, and, you know, T20, what you've seen now is constant, you know, coming at you. Our bowlers can't really settle. So, but with that said, I think for us as a group is to be able to withstand pressure and then when we're on top, being able to sustain that pressure. And, you know, 55 in the power play, you expect, you know, to go at least 8 runs and over the next 8 or 9 overs. We were not able to do that.
Can I ask about Akil Hussain? I mean, when did you know that he was going to be available? Was he all right? He seemed to be struggling with Sammy at the end.
Yeah, I mean, when I spoke to Akil yesterday, when we knew he was coming up this morning, he said to me, there's no way he's not playing today. So, you know, when a player backs himself, to be fair, today in this world, you had Sikandar Raza playing a test match, flew in, then got in just before the toss. So these guys are kind of used to it. But, you know, kudos to Akil, you know, putting his hands up and making sure, I mean, the #1 T20 bowler in the world, being able to come out and, you know, he did have an impact on the game, you know, control the power play for us to a bit. And, yeah, I mean, you would struggle when the jet lag start to hit, you know, but kudos to him, you know, he turned up today for us.
That's all it is, though. He's all right, really.
Yeah, he's all right. You know, maybe a bit of stiffness. I mean, an 8-hour flight from the Caribbean straight to a game, you know, that's not ideal, but it shows, you know, his commitment, you know, and willingness in a crucial game of the series to contribute to his team, and that he did.
He ended up at 7:30 now.
I think, yeah, 7:30, 8 o'clock. You know, drove to the hotel, got probably an hour or two, and he was ready to go. I think that was at Heathrow he landed. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about Shea Hope as well, because again, he's been a very consistent performer over the years for West Indies. What is it he's really brought to the team since being captain, and it's been a few years now as well, but he seems to be the one continuous bright spot for West Indies squad.
Yeah, he brings his leadership through performance as well. Like you said, he's been very consistent, very calm under pressure. You wouldn't know by the expression on his face. My job as a coach is to help him be as tactical as possible. But like I said earlier, your team is as good as what you have, you know, and I mean, his players got to back him as well, and you know, when you get a chance to execute, it's all key. You know, it's a word I've used throughout when I was player and now I'm coach. You know, you gotta execute well in order to win cricket games, and we've done that in patches, and patches that are not long enough to apply pressure on England.
And with the game on Tuesday as well, are we expecting a couple of rotations in the starting 11 as well?
Well, you know, we got a World Cup, I think in February, in March, in Sri Lanka and India. You got to see what you have. You have some guys, you don't know if they're gonna make it to the World Cup and stuff like that. So yeah, why try to be fair to all my guys in that rotation? But yeah, you know, we did a lot. But yeah, we'll see how the guys, when you drive up to Southampton, how they turn up. You know, whose body is good, and I mean, they got some guys who, our openers have not given us the stats that we want. You got Brandon King on the bench. You have Shimran, who's not played a game. So yeah, we'll have a chat about it and see what's the best combination for the conditions up in Hampshire.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.